Hi folks, John Cordisco back again. Round 4 of the European Team Chess Championship, the ETCC as they call it, 2015. This is between board number 1 between Ukraine and Russia. And of course, as white playing board 1 is the legendary genius of chess, Vasily Ivanchuk. I'm a big Chucky fan, huge fan. And as black, Peter Svidler, I believe he's 7 or 8 time Russian champion. Quite a feat. I personally think that of all the players active today, Vasily Ivanchuk is probably the strongest, most just a genius of chess that's never made it to the World Championship. That's just my opinion. Anyway, let's get to it. Ivanchuk is white. Svidler is black. It's going to be a close relope, martial attack. Let's go through the opening here. We're not really about opening here. Pretty much standard stuff. You know, I like to play e4 when I'm white, but the problem is the vast majority of the time people play Sicilians, and I just don't care to play against a Sicilian. I despise it. I don't know why. I just do. I don't like it as black. I don't like playing against it as white. So I've been playing d4 a lot lately, but maybe I ought to reconsider. Castles, c3. Typical. Relope. Leave an escape square for your bishop. d5. Pawn takes, knight takes. Knight takes, knight takes, rook takes. Okay. This is pretty standard stuff for relope people. Typical, I think anybody from rated 1400 on would know this position. It's pretty much even. Tiny advantage for white maybe. That knight on d5 is in a really good spot. But it's being attacked twice, so black has to play c6 to defend it. Okay. What to do now is interesting. I won't say who went over this game later, because it'll give away who won, but this next move is not the normal move. d4 is what usually comes now. Maybe rook back to e1. But the third choice in the computer, and they're all pretty close, is the move that Ivanchuk played, d3. I guess that's back in style. Don't know why that is. I guess there's a lot of theory involved with this. The only thing I can really think of is the fact that it gets the dark squared bishop out, and it controls these two key squares. Bishop d6. Now these guys are finding stuff through their analysis and their computers all the time. Rook d1. After all, they are professionals. Bishop f5. Queen f3. I like that move. It looks amateurish, but I don't think it is. The computer likes g3, and I don't know why. Probably takes away the square on f4, but I think Chucky made the right move. The only thing I don't like about this so far is white's underdevelopment. As you can see, the knight and the bishop here are just not developed. The computer shows a tiny advantage for black, but I think it's a little bit more than that with all this minor piece development. As you can see, 1, 2, 3 pieces are developed here, and that's quite an edge. Rook d8. Rook takes, queen takes, knight to d2. Finally, Ivanchuk gets his queenside minor pieces developed, at least one of them anyway. Which leaves, of course, the obvious queen to e1 check, but I like queen to e6 better myself. That's just me looking to bring the rook back on e8. Besides the check, who am I to second guess? The 8-time Russian champion, not me. Knight to f1, of course, only move. Bishop g6. Now, the computer likes g6, and I have no clue why. Maybe someone can put it in the comment section. g6 cuts off the bishop. I just don't understand. But I think Peter made the right move, bishop g6. h4 looks really tempting here, to be honest with you. Bishop takes d5, pawn takes, just to isolate the pawn. And then queen takes. Be down a pawn, but you got that queen stuck right in your position. G3, that was interesting. B4 for black. Now, according to the computer, that's the last book move. That's how deep these book moves are. Move 18 to me is a ton. Maybe not for these guys, but it certainly is for me. Bishop takes D5 maybe. H4. Chucky decides to go H4. Give you an idea, those of you looking at C4. After knight, queen takes, the bishop takes, knight F5. White's back in the game. Not that he was out of it, but it's much better. After H4, though, Svidler decides this is cut off the pawns right here and goes H5. For those of you that were wondering, after B takes, H5, queen E5, H takes, C takes, H, pawn takes, rook takes, basically leads nowhere. After H5, C4, I like that move a lot. Knight backs up, bishop D1. Interesting. And that's also the computer's move. That and D4. Bishop D1. That one I don't really understand, to be honest with you. I guess you couldn't put it on C2 if you wanted to move it, because that pins the pawn on D3. But after bishop D1, rook E8, bishop D2. I mean, White's a little backed up, but I think he's okay. The computer bears that out. It's less than a half pawn advantage for black. Queen E5. Rook to C1 by Ivanchuk. And bishop to C5. Now, this is a weird position. Look at those bishops for white. Black seems to be pretty much set up. What do you do? It's not a big advantage. A3 by Ivanchuk. Now it shows a question mark on the computer, but I don't think it's a question mark at all. A5, A takes, A takes. Rook to C2. Now that might have been a problem. Let's go back here. I think queen takes the pawn. Continuation would go bishop D3, bishop F3. Bishop takes, rook takes, queen takes check, bishop G2. Even though it looks scary, I think white's okay there. But after rook to C2, knight to G4 right away. Now, I think Ivanchuk's got some problems. I think he just buckled. He played knight to E3. Not a very good move at all. Should have played bishop F4 after queen moves, rook E2. I think white might be able to survive that, but I doubt it. Knight to E3, queen to D6. Knight takes, pawn takes, queen takes. Now see if you can find the winning move here for white, or excuse me, black. Stop the video now and pause it. It's not that easy to find, but it's like anything else. Once you see it, you go, oh, okay. So look and look and look. Pause the video. I'll give you a fair warning now. The winning move is bishop to H5. Wow, wow, wow. Queen has to take. Queen takes check. King to H1. Queen takes. And that's for Vasily Ivanchuk. Genius of chess. He resigns to give you an idea. You're looking at all kinds of mates all over the place. Queen to G1. Queen has to take the bishop, and queen takes, and you're down 2 pieces for a queen. Game's over. Tough break by Ivanchuk. It's a big match. Ukraine-Russia. They're quite a rivals. But anyway, folks, that was one of the interesting games from round 4 of the European Team Chess Championship 2015. I hope you enjoyed it. I want you all to remember, if you think chess is just a game, you're not playing it right. Take care, folks. Bye-bye.